Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Born Wild podcast. I'm your host, Sophia Henderson, and today is June recap with Ava. Say hi. We are pretending that we have a lot of energy today. Yeah, and it's like winter in June, so I feel like we blame the weather.
Mhm.
What's your month looked like?
Well, if we did this at the end of the month, I would have more
Uh,
updates. But
yeah.
at this point, there's not much to update on. But I'm supposed to be doing a triathlon on Sunday, a half triathlon, much shorter. If nobody has their baby, although one of our clients did say today that she could get me out of it. Saying that she's gonna have her baby that day. So we'll see it. And it's my birthday on Saturday,
Yay.
which I was trying to gauge if it felt like a big deal to me that I was turning a year older, and I don't think it does.
Hmm.
So
'Cause how old will you be?
24. What's your update?
Um, I did a stool sample to learn about my gut health, and I plugged it all into chat because it was a lot of information. And I was like, okay, talk to me like I'm dumb. Tell me what all this means. And the example I gave was, all right, so your gut is a city and you have 500 plumbers that live there. And plumbers aren't bad, but it would be nice if other people live there too. So I need to diversify my bacteria. So it suggested getting a bunch of different types of plants in, which when I was thinking about it, we really kind of just buy the same stuff over and over and over again because, you just get your recipes that and the kids will eat and it feels easy and reliable and we don't really branch out very much. But the idea of buying a bunch of other like fruits and vegetables and things like that felt like, where am I even going to put this in my fridge? And will it just all go bad? And so I decided that I was going to have like culinary weeks where the first week when we started, we did Mediterranean week because each culture kind of sticks to roughly the same types of seasonings and fruits and vegetables. And like the meat, you just flavor it all differently. So last week was Mediterranean and it was really yummy. And then this week is Mexican and it's been fun. It makes grocery shopping take a little longer because there's things where I'm like, I don't know where this is.
Mhm,
But yeah, it's by the end of the week, I'm like over Mediterranean week and ready for something new. So
mhm.
it's been fun. Like this morning for the kids, they had refried beans with milk and butter and nutritional yeast, and it was basically like bean dip for breakfast, and then a bowl of berries. That's what they had.
Sounds
We
good.
tried like we tried like Greek yogurt with mango and cinnamon and chia seeds that they weren't a fan of. Well, my son will eat anything, but when I say that my kids weren't a fan of something, I mean my daughter. Yeah. Very good. Well, I mean, who doesn't love, like, taco bowls every night?
Yeah, I feel like that's an easy one to eat, every day.
Yeah, and that's kinda how we planned it, is that we'd have one week that was a little unique, and then one that was, like, a fan favorite, and the fan favorites are, like, Mexican, American, Italian, things like that. So, we'll see what next week is for us. Yeah.
Yummy. I'm
Yeah.
watching a bird eating out of, a bird feeder outside your house.
What bird is it? We've been
I'm
getting a
sitting
lot of woodpeckers.
I think it's a woodpecker, it's black with a red head.
Yeah, they're big, huh?
Yeah, it's kinda tilting the feeder.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, Spencer, put some bird feed up, and we've been getting a lot of woodpeckers.
Yeah, very actually, there's 2. They're very happy.
Yeah, good. Good update. That is the property update.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and in terms of the practice, we were just saying we wake up every morning being like, "Oh my god, did my phone not ring? Did I miss a phone call?" Because we have just been sleeping way too well this month. We only had
Mhm.
1 birth, which is just
Yeah.
wild. Um, which means next month is gonna be really fun.
Busier.
Yeah. Yeah, do you wanna talk a little bit about her birth?
Yeah, this was a mom it was her 2nd baby, and with her first, she was in a different state with a different midwife practice, and she ended up being induced because of high blood pressure readings and had a really long induction, ended up having a vaginal birth at the hospital. And then with the second pregnancy, she really wanted to have a home birth and was checking her own blood pressure before every prenatal visit because she definitely has white coat syndrome. Her readings are significantly higher when any like type of care provider is taking them. So we just had her take them on her own every day we were having an appointment and send us the numbers. And everything was looking great. She also had some issues with her blood sugar. So she was keeping really close track of that, pricking her fingers throughout her pregnancy and wearing a continuous glucose monitor sometimes. And everything was looking good. And then she was getting close to 37 weeks, maybe like 36 and 5. And she took her blood pressure and it was high and she kept on checking it and it continued to be high. So they decided to go to the hospital and just get evaluated and have baby checked on. And her blood pressure readings were lower at the hospital, which was really great. And they ran labs and everything looked normal and baby was great. So she went home and then a couple days later was checking her blood pressure again and it was even higher than the last time. So they decided to go to the hospital again and get evaluated. And the readings continued to be high at the hospital and um, her labs came back that she had some protein in her urine. So they decided to go ahead and go for an induction and have the baby in the hospital. I think they started with miso, and that was working. And they ended up rupturing her membranes, and then she had been on pitocin for like five
She also did
hours
a Foley catheter.
and a Foley. Yes, she'd
Mhm.
been on pitocin for like 5 hours maybe, and her husband called and said they just checked her. She was 5 centimeters, and maybe 80% effaced or whatever. And we were like, okay, now's a good time for us to come. We'll start heading that way. So I like quickly hop in the shower and get in my car and I'm driving. And then I see a message from them that said, baby girl is here. And I like look at the time and I look at the time that Sophia called me and I was like, did I enter a time warp? How long did I take to take that shower and get in the car? Like, what was I doing? And it had been like 15 minutes or something. So I call Sophia and I was like, did you just see their message? And I'm like, are they pranking us like April Fools waiting for the next message? It had really been like 30 minutes since she had been checked and was 5 centimeters, and it was true. The baby was there. So we still went to the hospital, and finding parking was a nightmare. But eventually made it to their room,
Yeah.
and the baby was there, and they said she had like 2 more contractions after he called it, and then she pushed a few times, and then baby just came flying out, and everything was perfect, and, overall ended up being, like, a really great experience for not being the original plan.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and then settled in home postpartum, and she was just talking about how she's done a lot of research, and she feels like this was not a placenta issue. She thinks that this is like an emotional piece for her, this blood pressure, and they are picturing more children. She's like, "I need to get a grasp on this because this isn't, like, healthy or good for me, and I don't want it to, like, control my pregnancies and my outcomes." Um, so she was gonna start not right now, but, like, eventually do some work with, like, EMDR and some therapy stuff to kind of, like, figure out what is at the underlying issue here, because she always felt like she has a panic surge, like anxiety, and then her blood pressures are really high, and just getting to the bottom of it. But, yeah, I feel like that's another reason why this month has felt so slow because not only did we only have 1 birth, we didn't even make it. And it was in the hospital and,
Yeah.
you know, it just happened so quickly, so it was, yeah, interesting that they're doing good. What else? What skills have we been doing?
Um, Last week we practiced suturing, which was really fun
Mhm.
and very needed. It's such a technical skill. It's not, I feel like some of the things like reading is more helpful than other, and for suturing, reading is less helpful, and just like doing it is really what you have to do to get better at it. So Sophia had
Mhm.
bought some fake skin with fake incisions on it, and we practiced on that. And I brought some chicken breast, and we made some cuts in the chicken and practiced suturing that. But I feel like I learned a lot and got a lot better, and I need to do it a million more times.
And I feel like I learned a lot too because if I was to sit down, I can just do it, but to talk other people through it is just a different skill. And because we, rotate through skills, we haven't done this since you've been in practice. And
We did
so
it
I need
once
to.
in the beginning
Did we do it?
when I got here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. So, but it just is so long from when I am talking someone through it. And also I suture very little in practice, like in at birth, because you've never seen me suture at a birth. So
Yeah.
it's not even like we're getting those opportunities for you to see and hear me talk through what I'm doing. So when I'm like, how do I hold, you know, the needle holders? I can just reach down and grab them, but like to describe how I hold them is it's just like teaching is a different skill than actually doing it. So it's been fun for me to remember all the names of the sutures and the different styles and what they're called. I'm like, I think it's called this. Let's look it up. And so it was fun. I liked it. What else? Oh, we got a question for the podcast. Faith wrote in and asked how often dads are naked at births. And I was trying to think because I've definitely heard dads be naked at births, but I mean, I would say not often. Like it's probably been like less than 5 times, maybe 5 times, something like that. And it's usually when they're not just like wandering around the house naked. They're usually like getting in the tub or something like that, and they just choose to be naked. Um, and she was saying, "Is there anything we do differently if the dad is naked?" And I was like, "Well, sometimes I just get creative with the angle of a photo, in case they're wanting to share online or something like that. But otherwise, nothing different." Ava, have you ever been at a birth with a naked dad?
I think one birth, it was a longer birth, and she was in the tub. And I want to say we were leaving because we had been there overnight and things had kind of slowed down when the sun came up. So we were going to go home and shower and get a couple hours of rest and go back. And I think, like, right as we were leaving, he got in the tub with her and he was naked. And I remember his wife, the person in labor, saying, "Thanks for being naked with me." I think it was like a really sweet
Oh,
moment for the two of them. Um, and it didn't feel strange or uncomfortable at all. It felt, yeah, normal. But that's the only time I want to say not that many dads have gotten into the tubs with the moms. That might be kind of the only one since I've been with the practice. But I do imagine that probably more of them would keep some sort of bottoms on than get completely naked if they were all getting in the tub, but I don't know.
yeah. It's not often, but it happens. Cool. Yeah, if anybody has any other questions, send them our way. Do you want to open your package that we got?
Yes. So I have a little bag from Hero Diapers. That's very cute, like canvas bag. And they sent us just a little package with some diapers to try. They're really cute. They don't look as white as normal diapers. It's because they're not like bleached. And they also come with this really cool little box of pouches. And the premise of these diapers is that You put this pouch in the dirty diaper, and then you throw it away. And this contains like mushroom spores, and the like baby poop and pee will fertilize these and make them grow, and these mushrooms will consume this diaper, so it will biodegrade and be gone. I want to say within a year, whereas for other diapers it takes like hundreds of years. The every single diaper that has ever been used is still on this earth, like, hasn't broken down, and there's enough to, like, go around the world so many times, and it's just crazy to think about, and it's healthier materials for your baby. You can see it's, like, kind of brownish. This is a clean diaper, um, but it's, like, not bleached and harsh chemicals and better for their skin and, definitely better for the planet, and it comes with a little card that talks about the diaper. One baby uses about 6,000 diapers, which is
Wow.
a lot. And another really cool thing about the company is that they also educate people about elimination communication, where um, they're actually encouraging people to use fewer diapers, which you would think is like kind of counterproductive to their marketing strategy. But they actually do really care about the environment and what they're putting into it. And getting your baby to use fewer diapers is really better for all of us. So I think that that's a really cool part of it, that they're not just like in it for profit and trying to get you to use as many of their diapers as possible. They really want to like make the world a better place, which is sweet.
Yeah.
And we got to go to a fun like birth workers or birth involved people meeting where the founder talked about the diapers and gave us some samples and explained where the idea came from it, and it was really sweet.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been trying to get her on the podcast, so we just have to figure out timing that works. But she's the creator of the Thinks Period underwear, and she's also the creator of, I'm trying to blank on the name, but it's a bidet. It was like the first
Tushy.
Tushy, thank you. Bidet for the toilet. So she's always been trying to think of problems and like fixing the problem and making it healthier for our bodies, but also better for the environment. So yeah, the Thinks, she sold that company, and then Tushy, and now Hero Diapers. It's named after her son. Yeah, it's a great idea, and they try to use as little plastic as possible, but also make sure the diapers aren't like leaking. She wanted them to work well. Because she tried cloth diapers and it just like wasn't working for her, but she felt like there wasn't a good option out there. And I think she suspected that maybe they would biodegrade in 6 months, but she hasn't been able to prove it yet. She definitely can prove that within a year. Her idea is that by the time your diapers disintegrate, that your baby will be out of diapers. That's their goal, is that your baby's out of diapers within the first year. So it's a pretty good goal. We also got a box from Mother Love, sent us this like sample package. So nice. It has the sitz bath spray, which a lot of our moms use some sort of sitz bath spray. And if they don't, everybody usually has the peri bottles and herbs. And so we will make a sitz spray for them in the peri bottle. But yeah, all their products are organic. And it also has a baby soap. It has C-section cream, which is great because a lot of times you're preparing for vaginal birth, but if you don't have one, then you don't have a plan for that. And C-section cream is great on any scars. It doesn't have to be a C-section if you don't end up having one. But it's got diaper balm, it's got mom bottom balm, and then it has nipple cream, which is all organic, all their ingredients. And they all smell like I want to eat them. So we opened them to look at it, and we'll gift them to our clients to use. Yeah. Um, what else? I think was that all of our things we wanted to update on?
I
I think
think
so.
so.
Yeah. And now we're on call for 3 families right now. So hopefully we'll have a lot of birth stories next time around.
That's what I was just thinking. I wonder if we did this a week from today, if we would have 3 birth stories.
Yeah. We still have like a week left of June. So we'll do a addendum if somebody does give birth in June.
Uh,
Thanks for listening to the Born Wild podcasts. Find us on Instagram or email bornwildpodcasts@gmail.com. If this episode supported you, please share it and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It'll help more families find us. This podcast is for education and storytelling only and is not medical or individualized health advice. And as always, stay wild.